When building partitions, the same principle is used as when modeling exterior walls. First, you need to draw a 2D contour and then extrude it to the desired height. It is most convenient to create an outline using the rectangle by 2 points tool. You need to specify the first corner and set the coordinates for the second corner or the dimensions of the rectangle. You can also immediately use 3D bodies, such as a 3D box, when building walls, if you know in advance the dimensions of the element, length, width, or height. If the element needs to be adjusted in the future, for example, to change the height, then you can use the press pull tool to solve this problem. Switch the visual style to a 2D wireframe. In our project, there are 3 types of partitions in width: 140 mm, 200 mm, and 340 mm. Set the interior partition layer as the current layer. Activate the rectangle by 2 points tool and start building from the partition next to the intersection of the B4 axes, specifying the inner corner of the outer wall as the first corner of the rectangle. Enter the value for the second point from the keyboard 140, tab 1850, tab, and click the mouse to specify the required position for this partition. The 2D outline of the first partition is ready. To the right, create the second partition. Activate the rectangle by 2 points tool and specify the opposite inner corner of the exterior wall as the first corner of the rectangle. Use the keyboard to enter the value for the second point 140, tab 2250, and press enter. Let's build the next partition using the dimensions mode in command line. Select the rectangle by 2 points tool and start building the partition that is located next to the intersection of the D and 6 axes, specifying the inner corner of the outer wall as the first corner of the rectangle. At the command prompt, select the dimensions mode. Use the keyboard to set the value 7100 for the length. Press enter and the value 300 for the width. Press enter. By moving the cursor, specify the location for the rectangle in the lower left corner relative to the first point. Left-click on the workspace. Next, continue building the partitions in any way convenient for you, or continue with the video, where I will name the length and width for each partition. Fourth partition. Draw a rectangle from right to left downwards 3,350, 140. Fifth partition. Draw a rectangle from left to right up 300, 7,400. Sixth partition. For the convenience of modeling, straight lines can be used as guides. Select the construction line tool, set the auxiliary line layer for it, and draw it vertically along the fifth partition, specifying the first point and the second. Select a straight line, activate the Move command, and move it to the right by a distance of 3,810. Return the internal partitions layer as the current layer and draw a rectangle from left to right up. 140, 5,050. Seventh partition. Move the straight line to the right by a distance of 3,140. Set the value from the keyboard. We draw a rectangle from left to right up 140, 9,000. Move the straight line to the right by a distance of 2,470. The same can be done with horizontal guidelines. Eighth partition. Activate the Line tool. Assign it a layer of auxiliary lines and swipe it horizontally along the third partition. Select a straight line, activate the Move command, and move it up at a distance of 3,200. Return the inner partitions layer as the current layer. We draw a rectangle from right to left upwards, 2,830 and 140. Ninth partition. Rectangle from right to left up 3,140. 10th partition. Rectangle from left to right up 140 and 5,660. 11th partition. Move the straight line up to a distance of 1850 and draw a rectangle from left to right up 6,650 and 140. The 12th partition. Move the straight line up to a distance of 1050. We draw a rectangle from left to right up 2,690 and 140. The 13th partition. Bring the straight line up to a distance of 1,100. Let's draw a rectangle from left to right up 2,230, 140. The 14th partition. Choose a straight line and move it up by 1,800. Draw a rectangle from left to right up 6,800, 140. The 15th partition. Rectangle from right to left up 5,750, 200. The 16th partition. Rectangle from right to left up 300, 4,300. The 17th partition. Rectangle from right to left downwards 4,450, 140. 18th partition. Move the straight line to the left at a distance of 20,160. Draw a rectangle from left to right up 140, 3,900. 19th partition. Move the straight line to the right at a distance of 8,310. The rectangle from left to right up 140, 3,600. We will draw 3 more partitions, which will then become ventilation ducts. The first one is a rectangle from right to left downwards 2,400. The second one is a rectangle from left to right up 400, 2,000. Third, draw a rectangle from right to left up 2,330, 700. The 2D contours of all the partitions are ready. Let's hide the raster and axis layers. We can delete 2 auxiliary lines. Please note that all the contours of the interior walls were built at a height of 3,000 meters, since when constructing the rectangles, we were anchored to the upper points of the exterior walls. Select all the constructed rectangles. Go to the Properties function panel and change the elevation from 3,000 to 0. In order to get 3-dimensional elements, you can select several contours at once or only one. Go to the 3D Tools tab, Direct Modeling, and activate the Extrude command. Specify the extrusion height of 3,000 millimeters. Repeat these steps with all other contours. All our partitions are ready. We will change the visual style to ensure that all partitions have been created correctly. Let's use the command to select similar objects and move them to the appropriate layer.